Hey everybody, this is Asif and you're listening to Hello Educator. Today's episode is from Mango Science Radio, of course. The story is by Obuli Chandran and the story is called The Sailor of Space. I hope you like it.
Hi, Mango Science Radio listeners. Obuli Chandran here again. Last time in one of my stories, I think I was talking about how sailors who dared to explore were able to find things that were on the other side of the oceans. I compared the similar analogy to how exploring beyond our solar system helped us map the entire universe. Now, I'm going to talk on a similar lines, but about very different explorations. Probably you may have heard of these explorations. I'm talking about space explorations. So there have been, I think off late you've been observing a lot of satellites being sent to study different planets. One from our country was launched, one to Mars called the Mangalyaan, essentially took taking about a year to reach there. And we've seen several spacecrafts flying across different planets from NASA, from ESA, from Japan, and different space agencies. But one of the oldest explorations and one of the most famous explorations, not because it was done by NASA or something, but because of the ambition and the vision the explorations had. Yes, I'm talking about the explorations by spacecrafts called the Voyager 1 and Voyager 2. These spacecrafts were launched nearly 43 years ago in 1977. Both of these spacecrafts were launched about a month between them, the difference between them. One was launched in September 1977, the other was launched on August 1977. Okay, before I get into some interesting things about these two spacecrafts, these were the first, not the first, like the most ambitious spacecraft that was sent to study the outer planets like Neptune, Uranus in detail, and eventually it was planned that they would go beyond the orbit of Neptune and Pluto. And yes, today these two spacecrafts are the farthest spacecrafts from Earth. They've traveled so far, they have reached far beyond the orbit of the Pluto. So they, to just give you an idea, they are at about 22.5 billion kilometers from Earth. So to give you an idea how far away that is, let us take the distance between Earth and Sun as one unit. So they are 150 times farther away than the distance between Earth and the Sun, which is way beyond the orbit of Pluto. And in 2012, one of these Voyager spacecraft would reach the interstellar space, that is the space that is outside of our solar system, the very first spacecraft to do that. And in 2015 the other Voyager spacecraft would also eventually cross the solar system boundary and reach the interstellar space. So that these two spacecrafts are right now way beyond our solar system, are right now in what we call as the interstellar space, between the stars. That's quite an achievement. To think of it that it is still working and we are still receiving signals from both the spacecrafts, and it is spectacular to even know that we are communicating something that is like floating deep, just moving in deep space very far away from Earth. But now getting on to the interesting thing, one of the interesting things that I want to draw your attention to is all of us are interested in aliens and extraterrestrial beings. We've all seen all those fake videos of where you are being shown some aliens walking and nobody has seen it, and someone has recorded a video of the alien. Of course, we're all amazed by the idea of aliens. Some of us are scared, some of us are excited about the thought of aliens, and of course, as a science enthusiast, as a lover of astronomy and space exploration, I want to get in touch with another life form other than the ones that are on Earth. And I'm sure it is an excitement for all the scientists who are working in the field as well. So now we all are looking forward. There are efforts put to look for any signals that is coming from space from aliens, and there are institutes and aliens or any other kind of life form that is emitting some sort of a signal that can tell us the signs of life that we are looking at. And one institute that is looking at is called the SETI, SETI, Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence. While we are putting all our efforts to looking out for those signals, it was also decided by the scientists of this exploration, particularly Voyager 1 and 2 missions, to encode or to put some of our messages into the spacecraft, so that eventually when one of these spacecrafts or both these spacecrafts would eventually reach some faraway a star system where there are planets, and if it might encounter an advanced civilization or an intelligent civilization, where they will receive these spacecrafts and eventually get hold of this recorder. It's a recorder, it's a phonograph, where they can look for what the contents are. In fact, it would be interesting to know what are the contents that were put into the Voyager, the spacecrafts. So it contains music, it contains sounds, it contains pictures, it contains noises, greetings. In fact, greetings from 55 different languages, including some of the Indian languages, and some of the pictures include, I should say, like picture of Taj Mahal from India, and of course there are much more like pictures of elephant, pictures of group of children. So basically a collection of different forms of music, sound, pictures, to give a sense of what the different diversity of culture here on Earth, to give a sense of what Earth is and what Earth has to the people who would eventually intercept the spacecraft, the aliens, the intelligent life forms. It's an interesting thought to know that this record is right now in the spacecraft, both the spacecraft that is traveling deep in space. And trust me, it wouldn't. We will all be long gone before these two spacecrafts are being intercepted by another star system, because to get to the closest star system, these two spacecraft would take about 40,000 years, which is much long from now. But eventually, this is a sign of hope. These two, even if the human race, I hope, we sincerely hope not. Even if we choose to go extinct, the actions that we take destroy ourselves. But hope we go beyond that and continue to live on for several thousand years to come. But even whether we are here on Earth or not in 40,000 years, this record that is traveling in the spacecraft will be a sign of a tale to tell the people who would intercept it. And to give you an interesting perspective on some of the kind of pictures that is being sent in terms of science, some of the pictures is like a picture of a circle, picture containing the location of the sun in our solar system, and some mathematical definitions and some definitions of a measurement of units like centimeters, kilometers, and what they mean, and some fractions and some spectrum of the sun, like what are the elements in the sun and how does the sun look like, and some pictures of the planets like Jupiter and Earth and Mercury, and structure of DNA and structure of a kid, anatomy of a kid, and world map and structure of Earth. All these are some of the pictures that is, I mean, of course, a group of children, like a group of athletes running, and a group of chimps and elephants. It's a lot of information that has been sent on this, and you can of course type in the golden record on Voyager 1 to get Voyager 1 and 2 to get more information on what this disk actually contains. So I think this is a very interesting mission, and it is still alive, and it will be I think another 5 to 6 more years until we would be receiving information from Voyager 1 before we lose both of these Voyagers into the cosmos. We would never hear from them again, because there will no longer be power available from within the spacecrafts to transmit signals or receive signals from us. So until then, I think we will keep a close track on what is going on with these Voyager missions. I hope you found this to be a little interesting, and I'll get back to you with another interesting piece of information next time. Until then, bye. See you.
We sincerely hope that you really like this episode. We upload one science story every day, and if you are a science enthusiast and you would like to contribute to Mango Science Radio, please WhatsApp us at 099522435541. And you can also share your feedback via audio message or WhatsApp. That would really be helpful. Thank you again. Thank you so much for listening to Hello Educator. I will see you tomorrow.